Another overland build here at SEMA 2021 that really caught our attention is this red 4Runner behind us. Now this thing is built up with Radflow coilover shocks. It has ARB front bumper and a whole bunch of different other stuff that we're gonna go through with you guys briefly, show you some different options out there on the market for how you guys can build your overland rigs. Let's go check this thing out. Getting started on this 4Runner is the Recovery front bumper. Now this is an ARB front bumper, probably one of the most beefiest, maybe not the beefiest, but one of the most beefiest front recovery bumpers out there. This is gonna give you a nice front grille protection. It's gonna give you plenty of recovery points and a nice spot to house the winch. This particular one has the synthetic rope covered super winch on it to get you out of those crazy situations. Also, the KC lights keeping the trail illuminated. Now, one of the biggest things that we know helps us out on the trails, running power tools, airing up our tires, is an air compressor. More specifically, an onboard air compressor like this ARB. Now this one has a dual pump system. I'm not sure if there's an onboard tank here somewhere. I'm guessing there probably is, but this has a dual pump system to pump up those tires, to run those air tools, to pump up your air mattress, all different kinds of uses for these onboard air systems, and a great mounting place on the 4Runner under the hood here where it's out of the way. So getting around to the wheel and tire package, this one has the Firestone Destination MT2s. Pretty beefy tire, pretty robust tire. Honestly, we don't see a whole lot of these on trail rigs, but it is pretty cool seeing these Firestones on here. This kind of reminds me of like the General Grabber, mud terrain, sort of that kind of tread design. Still looks like it's got plenty of traction capabilities, plenty of void grooves, and it measures out to be a 265/70/17, which is just about a 32-inch tire when we're talking about inches. So, and then the wheels on here, these are Mayhem wheels. So these we definitely have on our website. You guys can check them out, Trail Built Off-Road. But Mayhem's been around for a little bit now, and they really have some nice looking wheels that are pretty robust, pretty strong as far as load carrying capacity, and pretty sharp looking wheels. So Firestone Destination MT2s, Mayhem wheels, and then as for the suspension, guys, now this has a Radflow coilover system with a bypass shock on it, so that'll give you a little extra fluid capacity within those reservoirs. That helps with cooling and damping properties of the shock. It also helps with all of the extra weight that you're carrying in an overlanding rig, because it really puts a lot of stress on those shocks, and having that remote reservoir with that extra fluid capacity just helps keep everything a lot cooler and keeps your shocks working the way they should be working. I'm pretty curious to hear back from you guys, but on this particular 4Runner, it has the Weston Products rock sliders on them, which are beefy, super stout, act as a step, but they do also have an additional bar that comes down and underneath the rock slider itself, which may hinder that ground clearance just a little bit, but it does add extra stability and extra strength to these rock sliders. Me particularly, I don't know if I care for them that much, but still would be curious to hear what you guys think about these particular Weston rock sliders. And then as far as the rooftop tent, now this one has an AluCab on it. It's got an aluminum hard shell frame to it. These are also another really well-known name brand rooftop tent, super stout, super durable, and high quality zippers, high quality fabric. So these are also pretty popular. Now what I thought was pretty interesting is I like this ladder. I know it's a simple thing and it's kind of minute, but these ladders have been pretty popular as far as their portability and their modularity. They're compact, they fold down, but this one is black, and I like the fact that it matches in with the theme of this 4Runner. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's check out the back of this. Now this is what we're really excited to show you guys. This is probably one of the most tricked out overlanding cargo management systems, or whatever you want to call it, that I've ever seen. This thing has a fridge, and it has Dobson drawers. It has a whole Thule fold-out bike rack, spare tire carrier, jerry can carrier, just about everything that you can think of is on the back of this 4Runner. So I want to show you guys something really cool. You gotta check this out. This is made by Clearview. It's called an Easy Slide, but I think it's a little bit more than that, and I'll show you what I mean. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that amazing? So this whole thing comes out off of the storage deck and comes down for easy accessibility. So I think this is just an ingenious type of system, because what it does is it allows you to have your refrigerator in here and still the storage area underneath it to keep all of your other gear and cooking tools or whatever it may be in the slide-in deck system. So you have your drawers underneath. You can still put your fridge back there without hindering those drawers and that storage system. So really like that. I thought this was an ingenious invention here to help maximize that storage area, because you know, us overlanders in general, they try to fit 10 pounds of stuff in a 1 pound bag. So with the modularity of this rear cargo management system, the fold down fridge, the swing out bike carrier with spare tire carrier, with the Alucab rooftop tent and the awning, with all of the gear that this thing has, plus with the Radflow coilover suspension on here, the ARB mount, the whole works, is why we chose to show this one to you guys. So now that we've seen this one, let's go ahead and let's move on to the next one. So with purpose comes function. And one of the functional things on this 4Runner, just to start with, is the spare tire carrier. Now, one of the unique things about the spare tire carrier is the fact that it slides right into your factory receiver hitch. It's not like you have to go out and completely remove the factory bumper with the reverse sensors and everything else that's on it. You can literally just take this whole entire spare tire carrier and slide it into your receiver hitch. So that way you can have that purpose of the spare tire, put your jerry cans on there and your spare water carriers or whatever it is, your bike rack, whatever it is that goes on here. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot more versatile, and it's a lot more effective at removing your spare tire, removing the whole thing if you need to, and gaining access to your back hatch. This particular one you can find at dirt.com. It's called the Trail Swing, and it does have a lockable hinge on it too. So when you do open up your spare tire and you got all that weight hanging off that hinge, you can lock it into place to keep it from swinging into you when you're trying to access your gear out of the back. So working from the spare tire carrier into the back of this 4Runner here, you can see already that there is a bunch of different racking here for the cargo management system. There's a rack that goes above where you can keep some of your maybe recovery gear or sleeping gear, whatever it may be there. This particular one has some ropes and a sleeping bag. It also has on the sides this additional racking system here that you can put, whether it be first aid safety kits on, or maybe even weaponry or whatever you're bringing along with you guys, but it keeps it nice and up out of the way to allow your cargo area to maintain a more openness, or maybe there's other cargo or whatever it may be, but it helps keep everything sort of organized and easily accessible. So then coming around the side of this 4Runner here, guys, it does have some pretty hefty duty rock sliders underneath that are also multi-versatile. It acts as a step and protection against your rockers. So then from the rock sliders, guys, we have the Toyo. Now these are 285/75 17s, which is going to measure about a 33-inch tire. This particular one went with a little bit more of an aggressive tire, being that they are the Toyo Open Country mud terrains, which if you're getting into that kind of territory where you need that extra traction, but not only extra traction, you also need that extra durability and reliability of the tire to prevent from cuts and punctures, a Toyo MT is a great tire to go with. And 33-inch size for a 4Runner is not too big that it starts being too protrusive on the sides of the 4Runner. So another company we have our eye on is C4. If you're not familiar with C4, definitely check out their website. But this particular 4Runner has the C4 winch recovery bumper on the front, plus also the skid plates underneath. So in the bumper, obviously you got to have some amber lights to see in those low visibility conditions, regardless if it's snow, rain, poor weather conditions, or even dusty trails. The amber really helps keep the reflective light down so you can see better. And then the Baja Design lights on the side here, also on top of the windshield there. He's got a Baja Designs rack there. Nice and bright, lights up the trail so you can really see where you're going. And then for the headlights, has Alpha Rex headlights, and all of this is really helpful and functional because when it starts to get night out and you're cruising down the trail, if you're in the back country, it gets super dark and you want to be able to watch for sharp corners, treacherous conditions, obstacles, and animals. So it really helps keep the trails illuminated. And then guys, on top of the hood these are really neat. They're sort of like an anti-scratch, more robust solar panel. Now this particular one has 3 different solar panels here on top of the hood, and they're made by Lenson Solar. So you can check them out right on their website, Lenson Solar. But nice, convenient place to put your solar panels. And these ones are sort of like They look like a texture that's anti-scratch, that's more robust for going through the trees and letting limbs hit them and all of that. So check them out, LensonSunSolar.com. And then guys, of course, with functionality and purpose, we gotta have somewhere to sleep. This particular unit has the 23ZERO rooftop tent on it. And if you guys haven't heard of the 23ZEROs, they are a really high quality manufacturer of rooftop tents. They're durable and robust rooftop tent, have a hard shell to really help block from the elements, and they're just an all-around really good quality company that you can find right online, 23ZERO. Also, this one has a 23ZERO canopy as well, and like I said earlier in the video, helps keep you shaded from the sun, also helps keep you out of the elements, whether you're setting up your cooking gear or just having a good old barbecue. So with all of the different products on here, we found it really unique as a vehicle to do a walk around on, as a really good overlanding rig, whether you're just getting started or maybe you're looking for some different products or new products to add onto your overlanding rig. So those were just the rigs that kind of stuck out to us. The two 4Runners being functional, purpose-built, had a lot of unique items on there for you guys to check out, to hit the trails with if you decide to build your rigs similar to that. Hopefully that gave you some ideas. And if you guys do have any other input on overlanding builds or on any of these rigs, any questions, just let us know in the comments below. Other than that, guys, we're gonna keep walking around here at SEMA 2021 to check out some more cool stuff, show you guys. Make sure and hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Other than that, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from TroBuilt, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.